Hey students, so today we are going to discuss the topic of analyzing informational text. So, what is informational text? In our daily lives, we often come across different kind of text. Some are stories, while other gives us information. The text that informs us about real world topics are called informational text. These texts are non-fictional and are designed to provide facts, explain ideas, or share knowledge about various topics. So, in our daily lives, we read different things. Like some are fictional stories, but other tell us about the real world, which is non-fictional. Okay, so informational texts are real world readings meant to give us facts, explain ideas, and share knowledge. Okay, and you can say this. You can see the list of the things like that probably see all the time, like news articles, textbook, instruction manuals, biography, scientific reports. So it uses a picture to show you what informational text look like in real life. Okay, so the next one is why analyzing information text is important. Okay, so basically, this slide explains why we need to learn this skill. It uses the example of reading a news story about climate change. Okay, so read this paragraph. Imagine you're reading a news article about climate change. To fully understand the article, you need to know more than just the words on the page. You need to understand the main idea, how the information is organized, and what evidence support the author claims. This is where the skill of analyzing information text comes in handy. So basically, to understand what you are reading, you can't just read the words. You have to figure out what the biggest point is, like how the author set up the information, if the author is actually using proof to back up what they say. Okay. So when you analyze information text, you become like a detective. You look for the clues to understand the text better than and to see if the information is accurate and well supported. This skill is not only useful in school but also in everyday life when you need to make informed decisions. So basically, we're saying that the when you read or to learn, you become like a detective. Like you are curious to learn more. You are looking for clues in the writing to make sure the information is true, accurate, and makes sense. So this is not just for school, it helps you make good choices in real life too. Okay? So this slide basically gives you a fun way to think about reading. Okay, read and understanding uh informational passages. Okay. So basically, this slide breaks down the first steps of reading informational text. Okay. So when you read an informational passage, your goal is to understand the main idea, the details and support and the structure of the text. Okay. So pay attention to formatting basically. Like look at the titles, sections, headings, graphs or charts to get a quick idea for what you are about to read. Okay, like you have to understand the basic or main idea of the story, like what it is about and the details that support it and the structure of the text, and start by reading the passage carefully, paying attention to headings, subheadings, and any text features like graphs or charts that might help explain the content. So basically we're saying that look at the titles, sections, headings, paragraphs, graphs or charts to get a quick idea of what you are about to read. For example, heading like causes of pollution tell you exactly what that section is about. Okay, and the main idea, identifying the main idea. The main idea is a central point or message that the author wants to convey. To find the main idea, ask yourself, what is this text mostly about? So, this is the most important point the author wants you to learn. To find it, just ask yourself, what is the text mostly about? Like an article about exercise, where the main idea is that working out keeps you healthy. Okay? So the next one is understand the text structures. Okay. So basically it explains that author organize their writing in different ways depending on what they are teaching. The first one is cause and effect, like showing how one action makes something else happen, like tree growing because of water and sun. The next one is compare and contrast, like it show you how two things are the same or different, like a Venn diagram. Okay. The next one is problem and solution, like explain a trouble and how to fix it, like puzzle pieces fitting together. And next one is chronological order, like telling a story or process in the order of time, like a path from start to finish. Okay. So the next one is evaluating evidence. Okay. So it basically teaches you how to test if the author's point is wrong. Okay. So evidence includes facts, statistics, examples, and expert opinions that support the main idea. Oh, sorry. That support the main idea. Evaluating evidence means checking if the information provided is. So this means that checking the author's proof, like facts, numbers, or expert opinions, to see if it is believable and actually matches their point. Okay, relevant, accurate, and convincing. For example, in an essay arguing that recycling reduces pollution, the author might provide statistics or how much waste is recycled each year. So this means that acting like a tracker and following the author's logic from their main claim, like their opinion, through their proof, past any opposing ideas, all the way to the final conclusion. Okay. So this is about tracing an argument. Like as I have told you that this means that acting like a tracker and following the author's logic from their main claim. Okay, like through their proof past any opposing ideas, like for example in an editorial or arguing for stricter environment regulations, the claim might be that stricter regulations are necessary to protect our natural resources. So the author would then provide evidence such as examples of environmental damage and might address counter arguments by explaining why looser regulations are insufficient. Okay, so this is the passage, like the importance of these. So this is a practice reading page to let you test your new detective skills. Okay, so you read this paragraph or passage, then we will discuss its main idea. Okay, read it. Then I will explain you the main idea of the passage. Stop the video. Okay, so the main idea of the passage is bees are incredibly important because they pollinate our plants, which gives us fruits, vegetables, and flowers. Sadly, bees pollutions are dropping because of pesticides and losing their home. Okay, so the text concludes that we must protect bees to save our environment and our food supply. Okay.